In 7 years of dating Xiao Xuening, I proposed to her 4 times. Each time she rejected me for various reasons. I was thoroughly ridiculed for 4 proposals. The ring never got on her hand either. Until Bai Yueguang, who had abandoned her at a cocktail party, appeared. She suddenly took my arm and announced in a high-profile manner, "I'm getting married soon." It was as if she was deliberately telling someone. I suddenly gave up, and the next day I broke up, lost my ring, and turned away. Later, I heard that the proud and invincible Xiao Xuening was going crazy to find a ring. Xiao Xuening and I were not going to attend tonight's banquet until she saw a familiar name on the list, Chen Jinxing. At that moment, I knew that Xiao Xuening must go to tonight's banquet. She stood in front of the closet and frowned to choose a dress, but she was not satisfied. If she is going, then naturally I will be there. It's just that I was really uncomfortable today, so I said softly, "Ning, can we not go to the banquet tonight? My stomach is a little upset." My words were interrupted by her impatience. "I'm going. You don't go." In the past, it was common for me to talk about cooperation with Xiao Xuening and go to the hospital to drink, and my stomach was bad at that time. My stomach hurts after not eating for a day, and I want to lie down and get a good night's sleep. But after gritting my teeth and enduring the pain, I forced the corners of my mouth to hold up and smiled at her. "Then I'll go change my clothes." She clearly knows that I can't refuse her now. Xiao Xuening has always liked light makeup, and most of her dresses are low-key and comfortable. But today she wore a red dress with a suspender and a fishtail, and the makeup on her face was bright and compelling. Beauty is still beautiful, but I know she is for another person. At the banquet, I followed Xiao Xuening and socialized with her with a smile. Even though Xiao Xuening was still expressionless, I saw that she had inadvertently looked at the door of the banquet countless times. She was looking for someone, Chen Jinxing. This realization made me feel in a trance. Chen Jinxing is Xiao Xuening's first love, and the two grew up together and were childhood sweethearts. At that time, her friends around her said that she and Chen Jinxing were a good match. The two are like a pair of beautiful people, and the atmosphere when they are together seems to be that no one can insert it. At that time, the love between the two was vigorous and well-known. Until something happened to Xiao Xuening's family. Chen Jinxing left her behind and went abroad quickly. Of course, this is just circulating in the circle, and only two parties know whether there are any secrets. After the two broke up, I accompanied Xiao Xuening to support the crumbling Xiao family. He accompanied her step by step through these 7 years, bringing the Xiao family's industry to where it is today. During the most difficult time, I could go to more than a dozen companies a day to talk about business. 2 pairs of leather shoes were worn out, and the 12 yuan box lunch was my meal for the day. But I have never complained in front of Xiao Xuening. There was a sudden noise at the door, and a name clearly came to my ears. It was Chen Jinxing coming. The moment Chen Jinxing appeared from the door, I subconsciously turned my head to look at Xiao Xuening. Her originally relaxed body tensed up in an instant, and her eyes only looked at Chen Jinxing at the door, and the emotions contained in it were very complicated. I didn't even dare to think about whether there was still love mixed in it, until Chen Jinxing brought a few people to me and Xiao Xuening. When several people walked up to us, Xiao Xuening, who had just kept his distance from me, suddenly reached out and took my arm. If I had been before, I would definitely have been happy for Xiao Xuening's closeness. But now, I can't be happy. Chen Jinxing was stunned when he saw this scene, and then called out in disappointment, "Ning." Xiao Xuening didn't look at him, just turned his head to look at me and asked softly, "Are you tired? Let's go rest?" She was obviously talking to me, but every word seemed to be told to Chen Jinxing. I thought bitterly about how she wanted me to answer. Other than that, my words don't matter at all. Before I could speak, Chen Jinxing on the opposite side quickly took the lead and said, "Ning, I have something to tell you." Xiao Xuening smiled mockingly. "If you have anything to say, just say it here." She paused for a while and then said, "My boyfriend is still here. Isn't it appropriate for me to go with you?" Chen Jinxing looked at her with a painful face. I also froze in place. Even now, many people in the circle know about my relationship with Xiao Xuening. But I still remember that when we were having dinner with a partner, he kindly asked Xiao Xuening if he and I were lovers. At that time, Xiao Xuening and I were stunned. I didn't speak, but my heart rose little by little, with a little secret expectation. Xiao Xuaning quickly came back to his senses at that time, but just smiled faintly. No, you misunderstood. We are just friends. The partner smiled awkwardly and changed the subject. Only I haven't come back to my senses for a long time. It felt like something was blocked in my heart, making me breathless. After the day, Xiao Xuaning only said that she was not used to explaining intimacy to people she didn't know, and she felt unnecessary. But I remember that when she was with Chun Jianxing, she never hid it, and officially announced Chun Jianxing on all social software. All expectations turned into sharp blades and stabbed me, as if laughing at my self-indulgence. Many of the things I had hoped for before were obtained today, but I have never been so embarrassed. Each of them has Chun Jianxing's name engraved on it. Chun Jianxing raised his head and looked at Xiao Xuaning eagerly. Ning, I want to explain to you what happened back then. I hope it's just the two of us, and no outsiders are present. He specifically emphasized that this outsider naturally refers to me. We are moving too much, and many people are already looking in our direction. Xiao Xuaning looked at him for a while, and then turned to look at me. You wait for me here for a while, I'll be back soon. Hearing this, Chun Jianxing's eyes suddenly lit up. Ning, come with me. My hands are faster than my brain, and by the time I reacted, I had already reached out and grabbed Xiao Xuaning. Xuaning, my stomach is a little uncomfortable. Can you stay here with me? Yes. I spurned my behavior in my heart. But at that moment, all I thought about in my heart was to keep Xiao Xuaning, no matter what method you use. Xiao Xuaning didn't seem to expect me to do this, and froze in place with a stunned expression. Chun Jianxing roared at me angrily. Zhang Muchuan, who do you think you are? Why let Xuaning listen to you? I let go of my hand, but only spoke coldly to Chun Jianxing. Just because I'm her boyfriend. What are you? Chun Jianxing blushed angrily and rushed up to hit me. Xiao Xuaning frowned and stopped him. Enough, my boyfriend is not feeling well. Then let's talk another day. Chun Jianxing said anxiously. Ning, he is lying to you. Xiao Xuaning didn't speak, only looked at me deeply, turned around and left. There was a slight irritability and displeasure in her eyes. At that moment, I stood there as if I had been slapped in the face, feeling ashamed. Obviously, I left her behind, but I felt a bit confused. Stay, and then what? Until the middle of the banquet, someone walked towards me and Xiao Xuaning with wine. The person who came seemed to be drunk, and as soon as he opened his mouth, he said loudly, I heard that at the end of the year, Xuaning's marriage to this kid Makikawa has been decided. Congratulations. This is simply a non-existent thing. I turned my head and subconsciously looked at Xiao Xuaning, but I only saw her smile provocatively at Chun Jianxing on the side. I realized something, and my heart suddenly hurt. The mocking words around me clearly came to my ears. I remember that Zhang Muchuan and Xiao Xuaning tried to marry 4 times, but failed. This time, as soon as Jianxing returned to China, Xiao Xuaning agreed to his proposal, and he was not allowed to kneel down and kowtow to Jianxing twice to thank him. I begged 4 times without success, and I shamelessly stayed by Xiao Xuaning's side. What a good dog. Were the few people who had just followed Chun Jianxing. Hearing this, several people looked at each other and laughed viciously. Come on. My face turned pale, and a deep sense of powerlessness enveloped me. Everyone in the circle knows that I have been in love with Xiao Xuaning for 7 years and have proposed to her 4 times. For times, the ring never got on her hand. This matter has even been on the hot search, and everyone is guessing the reason why Xiao Xuaning did not agree to the proposal. In fact, the real reason is only clear to Xiao Xuaning. The first time I proposed was in the 3rd year of dating, and it was also after the Qiao family was completely stable. I took out more than half of my savings over the past few years to customize a ring. I did every step of the planning for the engagement scene that day, and I also invited her parents and our friends. I was full of joy that I wanted more people to witness this moment. I was wearing a suit that day, and everyone was waiting for the arrival of another heroine. That day was 3 hours faster than originally planned, and Xiao Xuaning was late. I knelt down on one knee with the ring and made her a vow that I had already recited in my heart more than a dozen times. I was full of anticipation and gave everything I could, but ignored the indifferent expression on Xiao Xuaning's face at that time. Finally, she impatiently put the ring back in my palm. Zhang Muchuan, stop making trouble. The company is just a little better now. I'm really not in the mood. After saying that, She turned around and left without looking back. I stood there helplessly with the ring. After my friends reacted, they helped me round things up and found me to step down. Even Xiao Xuaning's parents took my hand and apologized to me. She said that the company handed over to Xiao Xuaning over the years had put a lot of pressure on her, so I didn't blame her. After the people left completely, the camera brother I invited hesitated to ask me if I was still filming. I shook my head in frustration and said in a dumb voice, "I won't shoot anymore." While collecting the equipment, the big brother of photography complained in a low voice, "It's the first time I've encountered this for so many years of filming, and I can't get the final payment and run this trip in vain." I looked at the roses that had been trampled on the ground and the cake that had melted on the table, and I thought that today was really bad. That day, Xiao Xuaning rejected my proposal, and it spread in the circle. For a while, I became their licking dog. I also know that after this proposal, people in the circle made a gamble behind Xiao Xuaning's back. Bet on which time I can successfully propose. Bet on how many times I always ask for marriage. They never hide it from me, so to speak, disdain to hide it from me. Some people even bluntly asked me when I planned to propose again when they met me, saying that he'd bet me yuan. After saying that, before I could react, he patted me on the shoulder. "Dude, don't be angry. It's all a joke, won't it?" They even have a group where there are all kinds of gambling games between me and Xiao Xuaning. Xiao Xuaning doesn't know any of this. I thought I didn't care, but I realized today that I remember those details so clearly. Since then, I have spent most of my time at work. I naively thought that the company was really important to Xiao Xuaning, so she would agree to me when I was working hard to make the company better. She wasn't ready. I could wait for her. I waited another 2 years and proposed like her again when the company took a step further. The second proposal was on Xiao Xuaning's birthday. It's not clear if it's to make up for regrets or what, so I set the location at the place where I first proposed. It was still the same group, and I tried my best to restore the scene at that time. But Xiao Xuaning didn't come that day. A group of us waited from 6 o'clock in the afternoon to 12 o'clock in the evening. A friend cheered me up. "Maybe something delayed us. We are waiting." All of us called Xiao Xuaning, and at first we were able to connect and turn off the power directly. A friend hesitated. "Is something wrong?" The next second I received a text message from a strange call. "Jiang Muchuan, don't force me to do it. I'm not ready to marry you yet." After reading it, I shook my head silently and said in a dumb voice, "I'm sorry to trouble you tonight. You're hungry. Let's go eat first. I'll treat you." At that moment, everyone understood what Xiao Xuaning meant. I asked my friend to take my card and take someone out to dinner. Before leaving, he suddenly pointed at me and cursed. "Jiang Muchuan, you are a fucking fool." I opened my mouth to say something, but I couldn't say anything. Everyone looked at me with pity in their eyes before leaving that day. But no one opened their mouths to comfort me, and they all left me with enough dignity. After the people left, I sat alone in the hotel private room until 2 o'clock that day. The waiter looked very at a loss when he came to clean up the private room. "Sorry, handsome guy, we're getting off work." When I spoke, my voice was already hoarse. "I'm sorry for causing trouble for you. You guys clean up." After saying that, I raised my foot and wanted to leave. The waiter behind me suddenly stopped me. "Mr. Jiang, don't be too sad. One day the person you like will definitely agree to you. I believe you will succeed next time. Don't give up." At that moment, my eyes suddenly moistened. After standing in place for a long time, I spoke, "Thank you. Will I wait, or when will I be able to wait? I don't know. I am like a traveler looking for water in the desert, with no hope in sight. What does it feel like to be disappointed again and again? It's like a fruit I've cherished for a long time, and I've always been reluctant to eat it. The first bite I took with determination, but the sourness on the tip of my tongue lingered for a long time. After that day, I went on a business trip to Nanjing. During this period, I also received a message from Xiao Xuaning, who seemed to know the harm she had done to me that day, and her clumsy ideas tried to make me happy. We never mentioned her birthday proposal that day. It's like an unrevealable scar, trying to cover it up with exquisite packaging. After this time, I didn't think about proposing for a long time. In fact, the third marriage proposal was initially proposed by Xiao Xuaning. As the year passed, my relationship with her became closer and closer, and it was more like a pair of lovers. We would hug and kiss on rainy days, and we would go home hand in hand. We also had a cat together, and when I was cooking, Xiao Xuaning would sometimes hold the cat and lean against the kitchen door to tell me about the funny video I watched today, and sometimes I would cook by myself and force me to finish it. That day, Xiao Xuaning rear-ended a BMW while driving. When I received her call, I rushed over from the company, handed over to the owner, compensated, and helped her take care of everything from beginning to end. When I came home that day, Xiao Xuaning suddenly took my hand and said with a smile, "Zhang Muchuan, you are proposing to me once." Her subtext is very clear. You are proposing to me once, and this time I promise you. It's strange, the moment I heard this, I didn't feel happy. At some point, all I thought of was the embarrassment and the long, hopeless wait. But I was silent for a long time, and then nodded. Okay, I didn't do it as hands-on as the first 2 times, and it was all handed over to a studio. Even when they asked me what flowers to use on the spot, I thought for a long time before typing back and replied, "It's okay, you decide." I was surprised that I didn't have any expectations for this proposal. That engagement was chosen on June 10th. The closer the time gets, the more uneasy and anxious I feel in my heart. There were almost no surprises, and Xiao Xuaning didn't come until the end of the day. The smile on the staff's face was almost unsustainable, and they called frequently. Finally, at 10 o'clock in the evening, I paid the final payment to the waiting staff and wrapped a big red envelope. The staff blushed and said embarrassedly, "It's okay, your lover has something to do today. Next time we will come to plan for you for free." I sighed, neither good nor bad. It wasn't until my friend asked me to go to his house for dinner that I suddenly realized that something was wrong. The moment I learned that Xiao Xuaning didn't come, I didn't feel angry or sad. I only felt like this. This is Xiao Xuaning. Even when the staff asked if there were any friends to invite, I just shook my head and told a little lie by the way. No, I just want the two of me and her at this moment. After returning home that night, it was strange that I unexpectedly swiped Xiao Xuaning's Weibo. The latest Weibo was just a few hours ago. At that time, I was waiting for her at the proposal site. She posted 4 Weibo posts in a row. It's strange, I have made up my mind, but at that moment I flinched again. I thought about it. I have never had the courage to spend the rest of my life with someone I just like, but don't love so much. I'm always waiting for an explanation. I know very well who she is waiting for. Sometimes I think about how I failed. 7 years. I stayed by Xiao Xuaning's side for 7 years, accompanied her through the most difficult period of the Qiao family. But in the end, she only said that she didn't love me. At that moment, I was a little dazed while holding my phone. Over the years, I tried my best to chase her, but in the end I didn't seem to get anything. The last proposal was not long ago this year. In fact, since the last proposal, I have completely stopped thinking about it. It's just that after that time, I don't know if it's to make up for it or what. Xiao Xuaning was very enthusiastic about me for a while. He even bought supplements for the first time and went to my house to visit my grandma. I was picked up and raised by my grandma. She is my only relative and the only person who loves me wholeheartedly. Xiao Xuaning didn't tell me when he went. It was my grandmother who called me. After connecting, my grandmother smiled and accused me. "Maki Chuan, don't work yet. Xuaning has come to me." I took Xiao Xuaning home to see my grandmother once. The old man was very happy, cooked a large table full of dishes, took Xiao Xuaning's hand, and said a lot. Later, when I called him, he often asked me to take Xiao Xuaning home more. It's just that there are too many things in the company, and Xiao Xuaning really can't spare time. So I didn't mention it, and I went back alone. When I went back, Xiao Xuaning was watching TV with my grandma. After dinner that day, my grandmother took my hand and watched me for a long time. After a long time, she said slowly, "Xiaochuan, the only thing I can't let go of now is you. Grandma won't live long. What about you after I leave?" I panicked and instantly grabbed her hand tightly. "Grandma, what did you say?" "You will definitely live a long life. But I know in my heart that living a long life and loving you forever are a lie. Ogawa, my only wish now is to see you get married and start a family before I die. Knowing that you have a home and someone to accompany you, I, an old woman, can leave with confidence. I know you like Xuanning. She is a good girl. You have to treat others well. I don't understand you young people. Do you have to propose before getting married?" I proposed in front of my grandmother that day, and I wanted to give her hope. In fact, if you think about it carefully, I don't have anything to hold in my hand, except for Grandma. I want to keep her by my side for a little longer a little longer. Maybe she was scrupulous about Grandma, but Xiao Xuening agreed. She said the word I was willing to dream of, but all my attention was on my grandma. So much so that I didn't actually hear her say I do. She hugged her grandma and coaxed her, saying that she and I would get married soon, and let my grandma take good care of her body and come to the wedding when the time comes. Grandma blushed and couldn't stop saying, "Okay, okay, I'm waiting for the day you two get married." After saying that, she took out 2 red envelopes from the box and put them into the hands of me and Xiao Xuening. Grandma was old and didn't notice that I didn't have a ring when I proposed that day. It came suddenly, and I didn't put the ring on my body at all. This seems to be a lie that will never come back, and it is destined that day will never come. After coming out of my grandmother's house that day, Xiao Xuening and I were speechless all the way. All the way to the door, Xiao Xuening hesitated to speak. "Makikawai," I interrupted her. "I know, I won't take this matter seriously today. I always remember that she said not long ago that she didn't love me. What is the difference between asking her to agree in front of Grandma and moral kidnapping?" But after I finished speaking, Xiao Xuening was stunned for a few seconds, and then said in disbelief, "You won't take it seriously?" Feeling her inexplicable emotions, I didn't want to delve deeper for the first time. I was very tired and just wanted to sleep quietly alone. There was no ridicule, no tired running, and no embarrassment from the sympathy of others. I didn't answer her. I just said in a dumb voice, "Actually, it's good like this. Give me the red envelope that Grandma gave you. I don't care about anything else. We all know what Grandma's red envelope means." The atmosphere became heavy for a while. Xiao Xuening took out a red envelope from her bag and smashed it into my arms. "Who is rare?" After saying that, she turned around and got out of the car and went home. These are my 4 proposals in the past 7 years. In fact, I thought it would be like this in the future. It doesn't matter if Xiao Xuening loves me or not. Maybe she and I will spend this life together without loving each other, or maybe I will wait until the day when I don't love her. It wasn't until Chun Jianxing appeared that I realized that there are some things that cannot be whitewashed.